Mornings rose slowly. Evan was born in a town where mornings rose slowly, where pine trees whispered their secrets to anyone patient enough to listen. His father spoke with his hands, not his voice, tightening bolts, coaxing engines back to life, a kind of quiet devotion. His mother played piano the way some people pray, softly, steadily, as if each note were a lantern guiding someone home with gentleness, the form of strength that doesn't need to announce itself. Jenee grew up oceans away, in a small town surrounded with green rice land, filled with the warm gravity of family love. Her father taught physics with chalk-stained fingers, drawing constellations of logic on the air. Her mother brewed tea like a ceremony, each cup a reminder that time is meant to be savored, not conquered. From them, Jenee learned to listen, to silence, to people, to the small tremors of the heart that most rush past without noticing. Two childhoods shaped by slowness, two souls raised to recognize depth. Silicon Valley greeted them with neon speed. Everything moved fast: ideas, money, people, affection. Love was a swipe, a spark, a weekend that dissolved by Monday. Evan felt the ache first. He missed the honesty of unhurried moments, missed the way his mother's music lingered in the air long after the last note faded. Jenee felt it too, the loneliness that comes not from being unseen, but from being seen only briefly, like a notification someone swipes away. They worked in buildings made of glass and ambition, 2 floors apart, 2 worlds apart, yet somehow orbiting the same quiet longing. Every night around 9, when the valley dimmed and the servers hummed their lullabies, lights of 2 Cube remained on. Evan's, Jenee's, 2 silhouettes leaning over code, 2 minds refusing to surrender to exhaustion, 2 hearts unknowingly keeping vigil for each other. They noticed each other the way dusk notices dawn, not with surprise, but with a soft, inevitable recognition. One evening, a faulty alarm scattered Evan's building into the courtyard. He stepped outside and saw her, Jenee, sitting beneath a redwood, sketching a system diagram on paper as if the world still deserved to be touched by hand. He approached, drawn by something he couldn't name. "You still design on paper," he murmured. She looked up, eyes calm as moonlit water. "Paper listens better than software." The words settled between them like a shared memory. He smiled, not the polite kind, but the kind that rises from a place long untouched. In that moment, something ancient stirred. Not attraction, not excitement, recognition. They began walking together after work, not planned, just 2 paths that naturally curved toward each other. Under the redwoods, they spoke in the language of people who value depth. Why they became engineers, what they feared losing in the rush, what kind of life they hoped to grow into, like vines reaching for a patient sun. There was no touching, no flirting, just 2 minds unfolding, petal by petal, in the safety of shared stillness. One evening, Evan said, "I don't want a life that feels like a sprint." Jenee answered, "Then let's build a life that feels like a long, steady signal, the kind that never drops. Like 2 redwood, they each stand high up with their root link tight." And something inside him, something tired, something hopeful, finally exhaled. Late one night, Jenee found Evan asleep at his desk, his code frozen mid-thought, his shoulders curled like a question. She didn't wake him. She simply draped her scarf over him. A small gesture, but one that carried the weight of sincerity. When he woke and saw it, he felt warmth in a place he had forgotten existed. The next evening, he waited outside her building. When she stepped out, he said, "Thank you for caring in a world that forgets how." She didn't blush. She didn't giggle. She simply met his gaze and said, "Some people deserve gentleness." and the night seemed to hold its breath. Their love did not bloom quickly. It grew like roots, quietly, steadily, beneath the surface. They shared the same values, the same rhythm, the same reverence for small, honest moments. They were not two halves seeking completion. They were two wholes seeking harmony. In a world obsessed with sparks, they chose embers, the kind that warm a home for a lifetime. Years later, in a small Los Altos backyard, Evan found Jenee sitting beneath a tree, sketching another diagram on paper. He sat beside her, letting the silence settle around them like soft dust. "You know," he said, "I used to think this kind of life only existed in old stories." She leaned her head on his shoulder, her voice a whisper woven with truth. "Classic love never disappears. People just forget to slow down long enough to feel it." And under the quiet California sky, two young engineers rested in the kind of love that no algorithm could optimize, no startup could replicate, no era could erase. A pure love used to be here for a long time,